Cherie Hansen here. I haven't shot a video for a while. I'm riding the roller coaster, as all of us are. And sometimes when I go down in lower energy, I just disappear into some kind of streaming service to numb me out. And I wanted to talk today a little bit about practicing. Um, the thing that's so clear to me at this time in my life and at this juncture in history is how what we practice gets better. So something that we do every single day becomes a hardwired habit. One of the things that's happening for me as a hardwired habit is I am walking and working out more. I don't have trouble with that because it's now so firmly wired into my neurological pathways that I'm not in a state of wrestling with it. But there are other things that I find that I'm still dealing with resistance. And because I know so much about the mind and habits and conditioning, social, familial conditioning, and how we get wired up to think and live a certain way, I'm very patient with myself. But the thing that I want to share with you today, and I think is very important, is to keep in mind that when you are practicing something, you get really good at it. So let's say I practice, if I feel deprived or unloved, then I will go to sugar. There are different ways to go to sugar. It can be candy, it can be some kind of sweet food that we want to eat, or it can be alcohol. One of the things we know for sure is that people who have that craving for sugar, if you look back in your family tree, you're going to see a lot of alcoholics hanging off the branches. So I'm not a drinker, but my ancestors were. So where I go to when I want to make myself feel better is to sugar. And that is a habit that I have put into place. So to talk about resistance, I find myself in a state where I'm having to let go of resistance almost daily because I'm so aware if I am practicing it, I'm getting better at it. So what is it that is keeping me so tied to various addictions? And the irony is, it's the resistance. If I say to myself, it's okay, you do not have to have a huge Goliath, massive pushback for various things that you don't want in your life. You can actually use a feather. Like that. When something arises and I am in a state where I think to myself, oh, life is not sweet enough, I need sugar. Instead of resisting that, what I can do is I can ask the question, where is that thought coming from? What is arising in me? What's the underlying emotion that I'm dealing with? Oh, I'm seeking sweetness. I'm seeking the reward of the hit of sugar to distract me from this feeling of, oh my God, COVID, oh my God, we're all trapped. And there's so many different ways that we are caught up in resistance. We want to resist the knowledge that we're human and that we're in a body and that the body is fragile and is going to die. Oh God, we want to resist that one really hard. So what we do is we go into our various resistance behaviors. And it's kind of interesting exercise when I'm coaching people is to have them sit down and write out what their resistant behaviors are. Streaming so that I don't have to look at my life and feel what I'm feeling. That's a big one for me. Sugar addiction, shopping. Oh my God. The end of the world is here. I need to buy something. You know, that's what I'm conditioned to. But if we can get to a place where we see that the resistance is coming up, and as Thich Nhat Hanh says, just put our arms around it. Be soft with it. Oh, hi, resistance. I see you. I see you don't want to accept this. I see you want to be angry and react like a 14-year-old and demand that you have control and nobody's the boss of you, you know. And when we feel that arising, it's very, very helpful to simply say to ourselves, I see resistance arising, and then ask the question, what triggered that? And just be really gentle with yourself when you see it coming up. Because we want to be angry, we want to be rebellious, we want to push back. And so what we end up doing is we become somebody, if you were in a circus, your act would be the contortionist resistance person. You know, oh my God, look at how much she can go into resistance. She must have practiced that for years. And you know, the bottom line is, yes, I have practiced that for years. But right now I'm in a place where I'm just sitting with it and I'm looking at the resistance coming up. And I am using the gentle feather, the holding, the comforting, the softness to say, I see your resistance and I understand where you're coming from. And I'm just going to let that go right now because I need to be in a place where I'm growing the way I react to the truth of the world. So sharing that with you today, I just saw it so clearly how everybody is practicing resistance. Let's get a flamethrower and go out in the world and just burn down what we don't want to see. I really don't think that's going to be very helpful for any of us. And I don't want to come out of COVID being some kind of spectacular example of how refusing to accept reality and refusing to accept change can look. It ain't pretty. Okay? So I invite you into my Thursday night breath for calming and embodiment. Really helps your immune system, really helps you get to a place where you trust your body, you trust your mind, you trust the world. It's at 7 p.m. on Thursday, live streamed on Facebook. Thank you.